We are closer than ever before to playing the Crew 1 again. Look, I know I said I'd have a fun Motorfest video out today, but something way too big has happened, so that one's delayed. Basically, since the Crew 1's announcement of the shutdown, there has been a community called the Crew Unlimited on Discord. And this community have been putting their entire all into saving the Crew 1. They have been doing everything. They've got a team of researchers, and they've also been deep diving into the game. Stuff like how the Wild Run update, which was praised as this big graphic overhaul, had actually ruined the game. How there was a secret offline mode that was supposed to be in the game. The intro of the game is offline, and they have found so much in the game, just this little community called the Crew Unlimited. Well, they've been doing a bit more than just some research and just some yada yada finding whatevers and hidden stuff. They've actually been bringing the game back to life, and this all began, well, hope began on the 10th of April 2024. So basically, like 10, 11 days after the shutdown, so pretty good, right? With this right here, this image that shows someone getting back into, well, the game, getting back into the menu at least. See, we hadn't even had this. We couldn't have had this because the game just wouldn't let you connect. You'd need server connection to get here. So someone managed to break that. Someone actually managed to get into the game. This was already a very good sign, but it wasn't just that, because you can get into here all well and good, but just showing it wasn't just an image. Here is video from in the game. This was posted about 8 days later, where they showed that they could get into settings and even, well, start a brand new account, clearly. They could get this far, that far into the game. It's like chipping away at a wall, and they chipped away heavily. So, past the menu, getting into the actual game, looking at the US of A. But then, of course, you know, you get in and then you just sort of, you know, it stops. It stops after that. Now, I don't believe we know whether this is done via server emulation or if this is done via an offline patch, essentially patching the game to not need servers at all. But I did ask which we are more likely to get, and I'll have answers on that by the end of the video. But 18 days later, we see this. We see a video going basically from where we left off in the last one, showing something a bit interesting. And it's crazy when I tell you, we have even more than
Where the
this
hell are
now.
you, Alex?
A little busy, Harry.
Yep.
Got some heat, but it's nothing I can't handle.
Shut it down, kid. You're racing tonight.
The intro of the Crew 1. Playable, driving, playable, just that alone, just you are able to drive in the Crew 1 to a capacity, to the capacity of within the intro of the game. Huge, truly huge. But this isn't it. See, they managed to do the intro, they get all the way to the end, and then that's where the footage ends, right? We go back into the US of A and nothing else happens. So at the moment, by the 26th of April, they almost a month past the shutdown, what we have is a game where you can load in and you can do the intro. Now that doesn't sound like a lot. Look, it's a month's work. This is individuals. This isn't the company doing this. This is the Crew Unlimited's researchers and developers doing amazing work with this within a month. Perfect. But it is only the intro so far, so we clearly need more. Look, if this is going to be offered to the public at some point, we clearly needed more. But then, on the 2nd of the month after, they did clarify that this was using server emulation. That's how they were doing it. Essentially, the game needs server connection to work. So what they were doing was setting up fake servers so that the game would connect to those, and that would let it verify. That would let it be like, okay, sure, I'll let you play the intro. I'll let you load in. I'll let you make an account. I'll let you start a game. That's what they were doing, is server spoofing. Well, that is how all of this was done so far. But that would still mean a network connection was required. However, they confirmed, I asked them, and they did confirm that regardless of whether they do emulated servers or an offline patch. An offline patch will be available. So they might do emulated servers, but an offline patch will be there too. They might only do an offline patch, but offline patch is the must, because the game should have had an offline patch to begin with, and that is completely and utterly valid. But these that they were doing were done via emulated server. But then 5 days later, they came to us and told us that we have a free roam. We have free roam available. We have the absolutely cursed looking FaceTimes available with limited features when it comes to just a first version of the receiving rewards, but they showed us this, a data tower working as well as just free roam after that first mission. So getting further and further into the game, free roam being available at all in the game to any degree, this is huge. Huge! Again, this is all we had seen of the crew actually being played since the game went down. Since the game shut, this is all we've seen. I'm going to take a quick second to remind you to subscribe. Head down there, leave a like. I do racing game content. Subscribe. But this is all we'd seen. Now, you know what's an interesting thought? A very interesting thought is that my game crashed. I managed to stay on the game for past the server shutdown. My game actually crashed, and that's what kicked me off the servers. So I was able to free ride. It was just like skills that would slightly break my game and events which would completely break my game. Anything like that would just destroy the game. But I was on the game free roaming for ages until it crashed. So hypothetically, if I just didn't do anything to cause the game to, because I was fast traveling everywhere on a very unstable game. If I wasn't fast traveling and I was just driving around, and if the game didn't crash, I could have still to this day been on the crew 1, and that is an insane thought. That is a wild, wild thought. But here is what happens after this. See, he gets the radio tower, and he shows us more driving around. Obviously, you get the skills unlocked, and I don't know if you can do the skills. That isn't made clear, but they do give us the next bit of progression. Here we go. Progression report 2. This was roughly 6-ish days later, where they get the Chimera that you drive in this first little mission, the one where Dayton gets killed. We've brought Dayton back to kill him again, thankfully, but they make it all the way into Detroit, driving around, and even playing the first race. Missions being playable is huge. Then they went a bit quiet. See, the next post that we got, this post was made on the 5th month, the 13th. So, like halfway through May, right? Well, as much as Dayton can now die, happily, as much as we've managed to get on the game, not a single other update was made till yesterday. So, May, everything goes quiet. We get a few updates. They're more written updates and some hype and some information, some big stuff. But then, yesterday, we got the biggest thing we've ever seen from the guys at the Crew Unlimited server. Something unparalleled in its potential of bringing back the Crew 1. And that is this video right here, because what is a racing game without cars? Because all we had was driving around and some races. But here we go.
They're all available to test drive, so take them.
We have buying cars back available, which is insane progress. All of these cars are back now. They're available to us again. Test drive is playable. Lovely. That's great. I'll take it. We have, well, there you go, purchasing the cars, but they show us more. Lovely. The spec customization is also back. We're not stuck driving stock cars. We can actually convert them into street, as you can see. What looks like drift or something. Perf, anything. All the specs are back. Liveries back as well. Customization is back as well. Interior customization. This whole parts system, some of the best looking customization of the Crew franchise is back. Rims, a game with material rim changing. The only one of the Crew franchise to have that. Street version of the Nissan 370Z. the Camaro, the Dodge, and I believe this thing. Oh, well, they exit, of course. There you can see. And also, here's the thing. You see Nicholas and Joseph and all of these people around there? Those aren't players. The game can run offline. This is the game running offline. The entire intro isn't done on a public server. Andrew, Joseph, Noah, Nicholas. Either 4 people with very unique names. Or, well, not being an online game. The Crew Unlimited is saving the Crew 1. They are doing an amazing job at that. So, head over to the server and check out the work that the Crew Unlimited guys are doing, because it is unparalleled. This has just been an update in the story of the progression that they've made, because this is one of the biggest things. I mean, customization, cars, buying them, specs. That's the Crew at its heart. I mean, yes, the world is a big one. The free roam is a big one. And that was already done. That was done and dusted early. Now we have all of this after this little break that they took. It's amazing. It's truly insanely good work. And it all goes... The amazing work is all thanks to the guys at the Crew Unlimited. So, show your support, and hopefully, soon, I, as well as you, will be able to jump on the Crew 1 once again. I'll see you boys in the next one in a bit.